What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, keeping you up to date on all the latest wrestling news, all the rumors and reports. Today we're talking everything that went down on this week's Friday Night SmackDown, massive shockers and highlight coming out of AEW Dynamite, potential massive WWE SummerSlam leaks, fire superstar post a cryptic tweet in regards to his pro wrestling future, and more. Before we get into it, make sure that you guys subscribe to both of our channel to continue enjoying some pro wrestling content. And let's start off this weekend's roundup with some breaking news, as former WWE superstar Andrade made his debut this week on AEW Friday Night Dynamite. And you guys probably already know I'm actually very excited for this one. I feel like Andrade can make a big impact on that roster, and I'm already loving what they're doing with him. It's kind of genius. His debut happened after Vicky Guerrero interrupted Mark Henry's segment. Mark Henry said that he had a lot left in the tank when he was asked if he will wrestle again. But that wasn't even the big highlight. Vicky Guerrero then interrupted and told Mark Henry and Tony Schiavone to get out of the ring before introducing the next major signing to AEW, that being Andrade. He walked out to the ring and talked about being the new face of AEW. Andrade requested and was granted his release from WWE in March, and he is scheduled to face Kenny Omega for the AAA Mega Championships at Triple Mania in August, so he is already busy and now on the same brand as Kenny Omega. What I like about this is that Andrade has the potential to be a main event level player and to finally actually be the next Eddie or the next Rey Mysterio. WWE clearly dropped the ball on that one, and this is something that AEW been needing, as they lack a bit on that department, especially when it comes to single top superstars. So this is definitely one of the most exciting signings for AEW, and pairing him up with Vicky Guerrero is gonna be gold, if that is the plan that they ultimately have. Sticking with AEW, they ended up revealing that Jon Moxley is gonna be out of action indefinitely after his tag team match that went out at AEW Double or Nothing against the Young Bucks. It isn't clear when Jon Moxley will be back, but right now most of the reports are indicating that it looks like AEW is giving Jon Moxley some extra time off so that he could be with his wife Renee as the couple prepares for the arrival of their daughter. Jon will probably be back and likely aiming for some revenge against the Young Bucks, but there's no specific time on when he will return. Couple of interesting news in regards to SummerSlam. The former Raw Women's Champion Asuka ended up sharing a picture of Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which of course has been rumored to be hosting SummerSlam, but nothing has been confirmed just yet. This Twitter post has led to a lot of people thinking this will be the location of the event and that Asuka is posting this picture by accident. It is possible that she was at the stadium to film something for the announcement of the event being held in the venue, so also maybe she is being instructed to give us that big tease. Regardless, that SummerSlam announcement should be coming very soon. Sticking with SummerSlam, it looks like a Brock Lesnar WWE return match might have been leaked or at least hinted at. The Beast Brock Lesnar and former WWE champion has not been seen on WWE programming since losing his WWE championship to Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 36. However, it is being speculated that not only will Brock Lesnar return sooner rather than later, but we will potentially see him in a very high profile match. The rumors are intensifying even more right now, as yesterday WWE added Brock Lesnar back to their active roster on WWE website, and to even add more fuel to the fire, the Wrestling Observer newsletter proclaimed that Brock Lesnar could very well face current WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns in his first major feud back with the company. But as we also been reporting, another big matchup that WWE been wanting to do and that kind of seems a bit more possible will be for him to go against the WWE champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley. Lashley. This is really the matchup that has been rumored for the past couple of months, and again the most likely one to happen upon Brock Lesnar's return. Cause right now I could see WWE keeping Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar apart. We could get Paul Heyman working with Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw, and then working with Roman Reigns on SmackDown, until eventually both of these superstars collide and Paul Heyman is gonna have to pick a side. Onto some other news and updates on some of the recent releases. We had reports from Fightful Select indicating that there were significantly different plans for Lana early on this year before Charlotte Flair's return. They also indicated that Vince McMahon personally assured her that it wouldn't be the end of the Lana character. In addition, she will often check in about her creative direction on a weekly basis because her alongside Naomi really wanted to be featured and wanted to do something on the women's division. What plans did WWE have for Lana before Charlotte Flair's return? We really won't know, but she probably would have been women's tag team champions already if they didn't just stop that storyline right before the TLC pay-per-view and then waited like 2 more months until the Royal Rumble for it to kick off once again. The most shocking release, that was of course Braun Strowman, and he already commented on his release saying thank you and how crazy of a chapter in his life being in the WWE it was. Many fans are wondering why of course he was released in the first place. It seems like a lot has to do with his contract. His contract which he signed over a year and a half ago was just too high, and WWE is gonna have to renegotiate all of that before Braun Strowman could return. Braun Strowman added to all of this, posting a cryptic message about his pro wrestling future, indicating the following: "If I leave here tomorrow, will you still remember me? For I must be traveling on now, cause there's too many places I got to see." We will have to wait and see where Braun Strowman ends up. He has gone on record though on interviews indicating that he will not work for nobody else but the WWE. But you see, now it's a whole different story, because he said that when he had a 5-year contract. Now things are a little bit different and there's a lot of other options that he could go to. And flipping it over to what went down on this week's SmackDown, we started off with Roman Reigns basically telling the Usos to bring him the SmackDown tag team titles and that he better not hear any type of excuses. This leads to that tag team titles, which ultimately the Mysterio pick up the victory and retain the titles amid controversy because Jimmy Uso's shoulders, or at least one of it, was lifted off the mat, but the referee didn't see it when he was going for the pinfall. We had Seth Rollins being Seth Rollins. He walked out of an interview following questions regarding Cesaro retribution. We had Carmella defeating Liv Morgan in singles competition, and of course this one hurt to see because of Ruby Riott, who was released earlier on this week. We had Bianca Belair challenging Bayley to a match at Hell in a Cell. This week King Corbin got the best of Shinsuke Nakamura in one-on-one competition. Nakamura did still walk out with the crown at the end as he got the last laugh. Apollo Crews defeated Kevin Owens in an Intercontinental title match. And for the main event, we had Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio once again defeating the Uso, but this time by disqualification. Early on in the night, of course, Roman Reigns was not happy with the Usos as they couldn't deliver, so he demanded for them to basically get a rematch and make things right. So that rematch was set for the main event. As soon as Rey and Dominic Mysterio looked to be winning, Roman Reigns came in, attacking them and causing the disqualification. After locking Dominic in the guillotine, Jimmy Uso took issue and informed the head of the table that it was enough before storming out of the ring. So the struggle between Jimmy and Roman continues as Jay is just stuck in the middle. And credit to Roman Reigns for being such a great heel. In one of the segments tonight, he basically called Jay Jimmy. Jay called him out for it, and Roman Reigns simply indicated that at this point it doesn't even matter because they didn't win the title. Roman truly is a vicious heel. Anyways guys, that is all the latest and what went down on this week's Friday Night SmackDown. Some of the highlights for Friday Night AEW Dynamite, and more of all of the recent news. If you guys enjoy and want to continue being up to date, make sure to hit those notifications and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one, so stay savage.